every time you're away. I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive. And the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Arizona, coming to you from sunny and hot. Yeah, it's hot here today. Southern Arizona. Hope everybody is doing well on this fine Monday. I started my morning out with Ava Potterfield and friends and a cup of coffee this morning. Always a good morning to spend with Ava Potterfield. Let's see who's here. We have Daryl from Van City Adventures here. Good morning, good morning. Char of Heart is here. Good to see you. And I pinned this up at the top of the chat. So when my live is done, Van Life Voyages is going live right after me. So we'll do a Desert Adventures in Arizona raid over to Van Life Voyages. She's going to have an update on Derek, and then she's going to talk about how she survives the heat camping in the van. There's Ava. Good morning, Ava. Good to see you. Thank you very much for sharing it out. Appreciate that. There's Rose. I'd like to recognize Rose this morning. She's been watching many of my 600 videos that I have on the channel. Today is actually my channel anniversary, according to what YouTube told me. So that's kind of cool. And thank you, Rose, for the support. I appreciate it very much. Fox Van D is one of my channel members. Here's a great video she did a few days ago on the monsoon season in Arizona. So highly recommend it. And then at the last minute, I had to finish setting up the live stream because I forgot to add the trailer because Ava Potterfield loves the pond. Scrolling. There's Diane Phoenix. Good morning, Diane. Good to have you. Thanks for being here. Quinn Dynasty. Bill is here, going out to fly his drone, his Air 3 drone. Let's see who else I have here. I think I said hi to Char. Rushing Wind Mountain is here. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Ivan K is here. Good morning. Good morning. Peter's here. Good morning, Peter. Old Man King Homestead does live streams throughout the week. Always interesting conversation. Making sure I didn't miss anybody. There's Mo Bang for Your Bucks, channel member. Thanks, Tim, for being here, and thanks for supporting the channel. Appreciate it very much. Speaking of channel members, if you guys haven't checked out Mo Bang, check him out. But I got a new member, Crafty Traveler, last Monday on the live stream. And thank you very much, Lonnie from Crafty Traveler. She's got a cute little dog called Snickers, and we got to meet him at the last meetup here in Ironwood last year. Lorna's here. Good morning, Lorna. Thanks for being here. Well, monsoon has arrived here, and I have an interesting video to show you. We're always looking for the rain, and we celebrate rain here in the desert because we really need it. You know, we have desert plants that survive pretty well out here without a lot of rain, but we do need a few inches of rain to keep everything going. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. There's Rose sharing out Mo Bang's channel, Mo Bang for Your Bucks. He does van. He's got the van conversion. It's a minivan, so pretty much anybody can do it, and he does it on a budget. So very interesting, easy to do, and he has some great ideas on how to set up a minivan so that you can camp in it. And boy, does he travel. Right now, I think he's over in Illinois hanging out with his son. There's Char of Hearts channel, and I thought I heard on Ava's live that Char had a new video coming out. Spoiler alert, Derek is home. Well, that's good news. That's good news. Derek, Tanya's husband, has been in the VA hospital for a long time, and he's finally home. So I'll bet he's a happy guy. And Rose just posted Ava's channel. Yep, and we're glad you're here too, Char. Thank you very much. There's Rushing Wind Mountains channel. Another great channel to follow along. There's Catherine Cook. Good morning, good morning. Just woke up. Glad to have you, Catherine. Yeah, it's my channel birthday. I can't even remember how many years it's been, but I started it when I retired back in 2018, and I wanted something to do, something creative to do. And you know, when you retire and you're going from 100 miles an hour every day to standing at the front window looking out with your cup of coffee thinking, okay, so now what do I do? For years and years and decades, you're going 100 miles an hour. You need something to do in retirement. And so this channel and all my friends here that are here today, all my supporters, subscribers, members, thank you very much. This is to you. Appreciate your support. Good coffee, good coffee. Rose just posted Peter's channel, Old Man King Homestead. We started our channel as something to do together, and we really enjoy doing it. Boy, and it's a great channel. So Ava does a live stream on a music live stream on Friday nights um, and Thursday nights, where her and Doug share their music. And there's no place that I know of that has better old time music than Ava and Doug, and Ava Potterfield and Friends. So be sure to stop by on Thursday and Friday evenings to check it out. There's Christina. Hello, Christina. Good to see you. Christina said they took their vehicle in for an oil change and they did something wrong and now the engine is blown. So that has to be a tough situation. Hope you get that resolved, Christina, real soon. There she is. There's the crafty traveler. Good morning, Lonnie. Good to see you. She's doing some posts now. She spent 4 months traveling from California over to the East Coast, the northeast part of the country, visiting friends and relatives along the way. And she's been posting her videos on her trip. So thank you, Lonnie, for your support. Also a channel member. All right. Thank you, Rose. Thank you. Okay, so Char says, been posting 2 or 3 times a week, gaming and art footage. Beautiful scenery and plus great music. Very cool, Char, very cool. Now, I like Ava's posts too. She does them in the evening, and sometimes I'll just put them on the TV and let them run. Nice, relaxing footage with nice music. It might be, a view of the river. It might be a view of the moon or something like that, but it's always got some nice, relaxing music. Good to put on the TV while you're relaxing in the evening. There's Christina's channel. She does some gardening, things like that around her place. There's Lonnie's channel. There's Amanda. Good morning, Amanda. Good to have you. Hope you're doing well on this fine Monday. Forced into retirement because of work lost during the Big C. We've met a lot of people out here in the monument. Some people living full time in their bus or RV, and a lot of them either were forced out or decide, you know what, we're going to take this opportunity to jump into nomad life. And because you can take Starlink, for example, you can set up Starlink and take it with you anywhere you go, which is what we do when we're traveling. You can go out and you can park somewhere in the forest or somewhere in BLM land, and you can do just fine working remotely. And so many people are doing that now. Yeah, that's not good. There's Sue. Good morning, Sue. Lucky Dog Productions moderator. And then Lucky Dog Productions, they do an interesting live stream on Saturday morning. Bob's driving his semi. Okay, says, that's good. Not sure if they're watching. I know, Tim, right? I have to remind my daughter that lives 10 miles away, hey, I'm going live this morning if you want to pop in and say hello. Of course, they're busy, right? They're busy making their lives and doing things that they should be doing, taking care of their kids, taking care of our grandkids, which is pretty important. Here's Amanda's channel. There's Brene. Good morning, Brene. Good to see you. Geez, Brene had a couple weeks ago had an earthquake. It was right during the storm Hillary that was going through, and she was on a live stream. Said, "Wow, we just had an earthquake. I think it was a 5 point something, and hopefully there wasn't any damage, but certainly shakes you up, I think." Lucretia's here. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. All right. So Lonnie says she posts 3 times a week. Yeah, you're back in. Last video I watched was from May, Lonnie. So you must have them stacked up pretty good. And I know sometimes it confuses people. You know, you're back home and you're showing videos of your travels, and especially if you have a challenge or a problem, everybody's worried, oh, did you make it okay? So when you have them backed up like that, it makes it challenging. Scrolling. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. There's Lucretia's channel. Yep, that's right. And Fairy Dust, you were the first one to get the official dates. So we have set the Ironwood meetup out here in the Ironwood Monument, Ironwood Forest National Monument. We've set the date, talking to Mellow Nomadic Adventures, also Greg from Fit for Expedition Fun Seekers, and then Ron from Ron Sees America. We have set the date for our meetup, February 2nd through the 4th, 2024. And here are the stickers. So everyone who shows up for the meetup, we're going to have a central area. We'll secure a campsite and have a central tent for signups and meeting place. And we'll have firewood there. We have a guy who will deliver firewood right out to the campsite. And that was something that Gracie set up last year. And so we're going to use him again this year. So it's always a good time. And then we're going to show people around the monument. Out here, we have lots of things to see. We have, for example, the base of Ragged Top. I can drive people out to the base of Ragged Top, and you can stand at that beautiful mountain out there and just look over this whole valley where we live. And it's a pretty nice site. Anyone that wants to do some hiking, and I think Lonnie did it last year. We did a short hike to look at some petroglyphs. And then up north, about 5-6 miles north of us, we have an old mining facility up there, an old smelter. And then the Rock House, which is where an old hotel used to be. So that's still standing back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Kind of cool stuff. And then we have some old cemeteries out here from the 1800s, where of course they buried people, and those are kind of interesting to walk around and look at the history too. So anybody that's interested, there should be a Facebook page, Ironwood Meetup here in Arizona, and there's information on there. Yep, that's it, Lonnie. So hope you can make it. You were there last year, and we want to put together some different things, Lonnie. And if you're interested, I know that you have some skills that you could share, that we can set up tables in and do some crafts and things like that for people that are interested. We like to make plenty available for folks. Now, some people like to just come and veg out and enjoy the beautiful views, the beautiful sunsets, and that's good. But for anyone who wants to get out and about and look at the monument, we'll certainly do that too. There's Fairy Dust Channel. Thank you, Rose. Ah, Tim, you got the date already. I didn't get the memos. It's fresh information, Tim. Less than a day or two old. But look, now you're here and now you got it. In fact, I better post something on my community page so that everybody knows, especially the channel members. Ah, Smoky Mountain Blessed is here. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us, Joy and Donnie. They were just doing a live stream there. There are a bunch of Jeep meetups there in the town they were in, up in the Smoky Mountains, which looks like a beautiful place. Yeah, Donnie has a painting channel too, where is interesting. And Joy, are you a moderator? Looking to see. So I forgot the name of. Yeah, that would be cool, Joy, to be there. Okay, good. Crafty Traveler says she's going to be there. That's good. Good job, Rose. Thank you very much. Anyway, I started to say Donnie has a channel where he does painting. He paints with acrylics, and so I'll put that on and watch it. Very interesting to see a painting come to life. I always enjoyed that. All right, so videos coming out are in June, and she always puts the date down. Okay. Everybody's saying hello. I guess I'll be driving back to California and swing by Ironwood. I hope you do, Tim, because I'll need you to help drive. So Tim did some off-roading with me last year, and so I gave him a nice hand-drawn certificate on his first off-roading adventure in the Jeep Cherokee. And so Tim, if you're available and you make it, you can drive the Cherokee again. That would be great. Yeah, I hope you do. Ava's getting hungry. Must be time for my oatmeal. It is. It really is. So if you look at this, this is a sunset, and we live out inside the Ironwood Forest National Monument. It's 129,000 acres. It's BLM land, and it's just beautiful. It's in the Sonoran Desert, so it's not, bare scrub brush. It's actually pretty lush. In some areas, you can't even walk through it because there's so much cactus, so many bushes, things like that. In fact, I want to show you something. The barrel cactus are starting to bloom now. Here's a barrel cactus. So it's got fish hooks on it. You see that? You don't want to brush up against that because you'll have a fish hook in your leg. But like a lot of cactus, they had beautiful blooms, and they're starting to bloom right now. Here's a closer shot of it. They're starting to bloom here, and just beautiful, beautiful. You can really pick them out when you're driving around. While I'm here, here's a saguaro cactus in bloom. So behind me in this photo is a saguaro cactus, and every summer they put these beautiful blooms on, and then it turns to fruit. Here's another picture of a cactus bloom. This is a night blooming cactus, only blooms at night. And of course, we have poppies out here in the springtime. So it's a really interesting, very diverse place. And I think I have a video here of checking out some prickly pear fruit. Yeah, here it is. Let me undo that one first. Take that one off. And then there's a prickly pear cactus also bloom, and they put on fruit. And the desert tortoises just love this fruit because it's sweet. And so here's a quick video of me cutting one open. When I scroll down and get to it, so I cut one open, and they're actually edible, and they make jelly out of them. So you can actually make jelly out of prickly pear fruit. Ooh, stickers. Let's taste it, see how it tastes. Sweet. Oh, yeah. We got seeds in there. Yeah, nice and sweet. Prickly pear jelly. Yummy, yummy. And of course, everything has thorns on it, so you have to be careful. But prickly pear cactus is sweet. And then, in fact, the saguaro behind me, when it has fruit, the Tohono O'odham Indians uh, take the fruit off of that and also use it for food and even dye. So lots to see and do out here in the desert. Did I see Tommy here? She Devil Adventures is here. Late to the party, working and lurking. No problem at all. Tommy's working on a bus. She's got a short bus that she's turning into a camper. And it looks like it's coming along pretty well. It's going to be a nice one. So She Devil Adventures, another great channel to check out. There's her channel right there. There's Donnie. Working, but hit the like. There's Storyteller Donnie right there. He's the one I was telling you that does painting on his channel. There's my neighbor to the south, Busby Adventures. Hi, Chris. How you doing? Yeah, that's Donnie right there. Storyteller Donnie has the painting channel. Well, and that's part of it, Ava. You know, is watching how I'm not good. Art is there's no such thing as not good when it comes to art, right? And I'll bet you that Lonnie could say that too, that you develop your art, you start off and you develop your art into, more advanced techniques and things like that. And that's what Donnie does with his painting. pretty amazing to see how those come together. Oh, thank you, Lucretia. That's actually a picture I took with my cell phone. We have beautiful sunsets here, and that was particularly good. See our view, another channel members here. Good morning, Tim, Gracie, and Crystal up there in Quartzsite. And oh, by the way, I forgot to mention Roy and Becky's Travels will be live after uh, after Tanya's live and at 10 o'clock. So be sure to check them out. So if somebody could post Roy and Becky's Travels, I did pin Tanya's live at the top of the chat. There's Busby's channel right there. All right, Amanda's got everybody sub. Thank you, Amanda, for doing that. I know she's a hard worker, huh? Can't keep up with you. Ava's one of the hardest working YouTubers I have ever seen. I mean, she gets to it. There it is. There's artist, storyteller Donnie. I can't say enough about watching him. You know, some people have to be action, action, action all the time. I like the relaxation, and as he paints, and it's basically multiple live streams to put a painting together. He'll do the base and then put it aside, come back later, and he might add a stream or a lake and some mountains and some trees. And it's amazing to me to see how that comes together. There's CR Views channel, another great channel, great friends, great supporters. Lots of good people in here, lots of good friends. Thank you, everyone. Yep, Tim, Gracie, and Crystal. And again, they're up there in Quartzsite. They toughed it out through the summer, and I think they're getting down to the point to where it's going to start cooling off. But they spent the whole summer up there with Roy of Roy and Becky's Travels, and survived the heat in Quartzsite. So they're officially Arizona residents. There's Ivan. Ivan saying hello. Ooh, that could be. That could be. I would donate for supplies. Okay. We all enjoy Tim's famous spring rolls. Scrolling. Everybody's saying hello. Okay, there it is. It's official. I will be making spring rolls the healthy way through an air fryer. Very cool. And we should have plenty of power there for you to do that too, Tim. Pretty amazing. And Tim can cook out of his van and feed. Gee whiz, I don't know what the number is, the max number of people he has fed, but I've been to a couple meetups where he gets those egg rolls cooking, and they don't last very long. They go really fast. I think he's done what, Tim, over a meetup? Did I hear 1,000 or some tremendous amount? Thanks, Amanda. That's pretty cool, huh? There's storyteller Donnie's channel. It is peaceful. Yeah, you got to be careful. They're beautiful roses or beautiful flowers and beautiful cactus, but you have to be careful around them. They sure are. Cactus with scrambled eggs. Mm-mm-mm. The offspring comes from the seeds that are in those fruit. And so quite often the birds will go up on and they'll eat which one at the top of these saguaros. When the flowers come out, the fruit comes out, the birds come out and eat the fruit because it's sweet. And then they'll consume all the seeds, process it through their system. They drop it wherever they go, and then you have baby saguaros that come up. Each of the saguaros have thousands and thousands of seeds in their fruit. And it's Mother Nature's decision which seeds are germinated and which ones are not. And so 1 out of 1,000,000 seeds will germinate. And so when we see those out here, and we have a few of them on our property that germinate, and you get a little tiny little saguaro, and then after about 5 years, it's that tall. After 10 years, it's that tall. And the one behind me is probably somewhere between 200 and 300 years old. It takes 75 to 100 years before the first arm comes out. So each one of these is arm, and so they'll just be just a single saguaro, and then you'll see a little bud come out, and that's around 75 to 100 years old before that first bud comes out. So they're pretty amazing plants, and they're unique down here to southern Arizona and the Sonoran Desert. Yeah, and some cactus you can take them pretty much anywhere. Oh, there's Ann. Hello, Ann. Listening while working. I watched Ann J Sunday Drives yesterday. She does a recording of her drive and posts it on Sunday. Always interesting conversation, and love to see them drive up around Oregon and Washington State. There's Ann's channel right there. Thank you, Rose. And then her husband Scott is a rock hound, and he does rock tumbling, and he has some fabulous rocks that he polishes. That's what you do when you tumble them, and they just come out beautiful. And he shares that on his One Jaws Jr. is the name of his channel. Steve and Tina are here. Good morning. Good morning. I watched their live stream last night at 8:00 p.m. from Canada. Always a good time. They do some interesting trivia. Exactly, Lonnie. Exactly. That's how it works. Yeah, when it's real wet, a lot of cactus don't do well. They need dry, sandy soil. So if you're if you're thinking about growing some cactus, if you pot them or putting them in an area with lots of sand so that they're not setting in wet soil or sand, they need to be able to dry. And so some cactus don't like that, and it's a challenge. All right, I'm way behind here. I'm going to go down to the bottom and catch up. There's Debbie. Good morning, Debbie. She's working. Nomadic Rat Pack is here. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Did I see Roy pop in here? See somebody saying hello. Cactus and eggs. And we're talking prickly pear. If you ever get through Arizona, there's always prickly pear jelly in some of the stops here in the gas stations, and the truck stops have them in their stores. There's Roy and Big, another channel member. There's Van Life Voyages coming up here in 15 minutes. And again, I posted that link at the top. Yes, they are. Oh, that'd be good to have a couple of them going. Oh, there's a question for Donnie. When's the Gatlinburg meetup? Boy, oh boy, they sure have a lot of activities up there. That's a popular place. All right, I want to show you guys. We had a rainstorm up in the Silver Bell Mountains. They're kind of this, what, that, this, that direction. And when we get a heavy rainstorm out there in those mountains, then we get some water flow down here in our wash, our normally dry wash. And that's when we get the water flow. And here's a video that I took. Let me get rid of that comment first. And then I want to show you this video I took of the wash running out here. This wash runs through our property, and it's the watershed for the mountains out to the west of us. And then we depend on it for our water well. So we were happy to see this happen. All right, we hear more water. So we're walking back down here to the wash. And it looks like the main wash is running now. Very cool. So this is coming down out of the Silver Bell Mountains. It takes longer to get here. So there it is. That's our happy place right there. That when we see that wash running from the monsoon rains, then, and that's a normal dry wash. It's dry as a bone up until the rain comes, but it takes quite a bit of rain before it finally makes it down to us. But that was definitely a sight to see. And we have two washes that come out down from the mountains. That's the larger one, and then the smaller one was running earlier, but I wanted to show you that larger one. And so right a couple of days after that, our well started pumping much better, and now we are doing fine on water here. There's one Jaws Jr., Scott's channel right there. Like I mentioned earlier, he does rock hounding and rock collecting, and then and polishes them. Yeah, let Rose know if you want to post on your channel. There's Scott's channel. Gatlinburg meetup is in October. That's good to know. Yeah, Lucas didn't know what to think, Debbie. He's smart enough that he doesn't want to go out and get wet. So when it's pouring down rain, he'll actually, I'll open the garage up, or he'll stand underneath the the back door where it's covered, the back porch, and he'll look out at the rain, and he won't run out into it and get soaking wet like our other dogs used to do. So that's kind of nice because there's no fun having a wet dog with muddy feet running through the house. So yeah, that was a great rain that we had there. It was only, about a half an inch, but it sure did help. And we need some more. We haven't had enough. There's JT from the American Wanderer. He is building a cargo trailer, and he's posting videos as he builds it. So he also has a business on the side where he does decals. So if you ever need a decal, JT does great decals. He's done them for a lot of us YouTubers in Quartzsite. In fact, he had his mobile setup up there, and he would do a decal right there in Quartzsite in the campground, which is pretty amazing. Normally you have to order that stuff, but he come out to our RV, he measured it, said, okay, you need a 12 by 12. I can do that. You give him an idea, he draws it up, gives it to you, you approve it, and then he printed it out right there, and we stuck it on. He actually came over and stuck it on the RV, and it still looks great. And that's been, 2 years ago now. So great resource, the American Wanderer, if you need decals for your vehicle or for anything. All right, so he's got a community page. That's good. And he's doing a build so he can live in that and then work out of it also. And there's his channel. Rose, you're working hard today. Thank you very much. Okay, so, all right. Blaine is putting up the Gatlinburg meetup, first week of October. That's good to know. And I wonder if Melonomadic Adventures knows that, because he can post it on his Melonomadic Adventures.com website, where he keeps track of all those meetups. Gives everybody a single resource to go check them out and keep track of what's coming up. Oh, my dad made me a pennant from a rock from Colorado. Cool. Very cool. Why do they call a wash a wash? I never heard that anywhere except for Arizona. I don't really know, Tim. It's a dry wash, and it's my understanding, I haven't proven this, but down below the wash is an underground river. And so that's a natural flowing underground river deep below that is dry up above. And so when the water flows down there, it soaks down there. And that's where we put the well, was on that side of the property, because we hoped that when we get water flow down that wash, that it would recharge the water in the well. And it turned out to be the case. And so we were happy about that. And that's the thing, when you do a well out here in the desert, you can spend lots and thousands of dollars and have a well driller drill a hole, and you can come up dry. And that's happened out here in the monument, where people have spent money and come up with a dry water hole. So it's a pretty nerve-wracking event when you have a driller come out to drill your well, because you're not sure how much water or if you'll have water. And we were lucky. We hit water, not a huge amount, but we hit enough to provide water for our property and the neighbor next door. And now that we've had the well redone, a new pump put in it, had the casing cleaned out, and then we had this rain come through and it recharged the well very quickly. And so we're happy about that. Yeah, that's right, Tim. When it rains, everything gets washed away. And that's something that they caution us here in Arizona. You know, you drive a road, it may go through a wash. In fact, our road goes through our wash and many others out here. And when they're flowing like that, that was a nice, easy flow. But when they're flowing, you know, high and heavy and they're moving fast, you don't want to drive through them because it'll wash your vehicle away. Scott wants to see that. You're welcome, JT. And JT is a great example. You know, so I met him up there in Quartzsite a few years ago, and we were sitting around the campfire. And I've told this story before, but we were talking about aquaponics, and he's an expert in that area. And I was telling him the challenges that we have of growing vegetables out here in the desert. He asked me, "Well, have you ever tried using a wicking box?" Had no idea what a wicking box was. And so he told me about it, gave me an explanation of it. And so we have built, we have probably one, two, three, four, half a dozen wicking boxes around our property that we grow vegetables in. And the idea is to be able to contain the water. And so putting some sand in the bottom of the wicking box, they're basically those totes, those white plastic totes. Put 6, 8 inches of sand in the bottom, and then on top of that, you put your soil, your garden soil. You plant your veggies in there, and then it holds the water because it gets so hot here, the water evaporates so quickly. So it works great, and we've had great luck with that. So sitting around a campfire, going to a YouTube meetup, you learn things from people all around the country. And um, boy, it'd be cool to have One Jaws Jr. and those guys out here. Maybe someday. Water is very essential out here. You're right. Jasper wants to play in the washes when they're running. I'll bet. I'll bet. Yeah, you guys are having lack of rain up there in BC. Seems like everybody is. Oh, there's a question. You finding some good stuff for pho in Illinois? Something else that another soup dish with noodles that Tim makes, Mo Bang for your bucks. He made some for us, which is delicious. And we found a restaurant here that does pho. It's mediocre. It's better than nothing. Well, that's better than nothing. So Roy's saying a blanket howdy to everyone, not really awake yet. So Roy is playing security guard up there in Quartzsite for the campground that they just moved over to. That's going to be their winter camp. So we're looking forward to spending some time up there in Quartzsite this winter, probably in January. All right. Oh, okay. Gatlinburg, and this year it's going to be at Gatlinburg. There's the Facebook post. Thank you, Joy. There's Kenny and Debbie. Adventures of Kenny and Debbie. Good morning. Good morning. Driving, so saying hello. We'll drive safely, and thanks for popping in to say hello. Been watching their videos too. Always interesting. Where's that solar bar and grill in Arizona with a roughness getting to it? I think I have seen posts on it. I've never been there. That's that one that's remote in a remote area. I know what you're asking, Brene, but I don't know. There's Kenny and Debbie's channel. Oh, okay. So it's October 2nd through the 8th is when the Gatlinburg meetup is. And Joy, do you know Mellow Nomadic Adventures? If you get that information to him or somebody does, he'll post it on his website. There comes the picture. I wish StreamYard had a way to where people in the chat could share pictures and things to everyone else in the chat, and then I could bring it up. That would be nice to have that, wouldn't it? Thank you, Tanya. And Tanya's coming up. In fact, she's probably counting down right now. So Van Life Voyages is going live here right now. So if you want to pop over there and do a raid, I will shut this down and we'll go raid Van Life Voyages. Yeah, there's some incredible rocks out there. And thanks, Daryl, for popping in. Appreciate it very much. We're getting ready to shut this down and move over to Van Life Voyages. I think they have to move around. Now, in Quartzsite, they have long-term visitor areas, Joy, where they can pay for 7 months, and then they can stay in the long-term area for 7 months at a time. I think it's like $140. But typically in BLM land, you have to move every 2 weeks. All right. Thanks for joining us, Nomadic Rat Pack. Joy, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, you don't have to move if you're paying. Yeah. If you're out in the free areas every 2 weeks, right? Desert Bar and Grill. That's right, Lonnie. I'd forgotten that. There's tons of videos on it. Desert Bar and Grill. Thank you. Thank you very much for bringing that out. Diane's headed to Iowa. I have a sister up in northeastern Iowa. We need to get up there. She's actually coming down in January to spend some time here with us at the homestead. So we're looking forward to seeing Sister Tanya. Oh, that would be nice, Christina. Thank you. Oh, okay. They have a website too. That's good to know. Good to know. All right, everybody, have a great day. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Consider everyone here a friend, and we really appreciate it. Appreciate your support, and thank you very much for being here. We're going to go check out Tanya as soon as I find my outro here. There's my exit video. All right, we'll see you next time. Thank you, everyone.